morning Year 9 and welcome to your final 20 question solutions video for this academic year. I can't quite believe we've gone 14 school weeks of doing our work online. But here is your last one. I hope the maths watch went well on Monday and Tuesday, so hopefully you spent the first half an hour doing the 20 questions and now you are ready to mark them. Please make sure you correct them as you go along, and please upload your answer sheet with a mark out of 20 on the bottom, okay? So let's start with the first one. So as always, we're starting with an estimation. Let's go for an exciting colour. Let's go for blue. Okay, so it wants us to round to one significant figure. So we look at the first number. The first number is a 9. The second number is an 8, so that's above 5. So we're going to round it up from 9 to 10 and then fill in the zeros. So we've got 10,000. Take away. And then we're going to round 7,344 to the first significant figure as well. So we look at the 7, next number's a 3, so we leave it at 7,000. So our answer is 3,000 for this one. Okay, next one then. We're going to go for one significant figure again. So 78, well, if we're going to round that up because it's an 8, so we're going to go 80. And we're going to times that by 30 because 33 goes down because the 3 is below a 4. So we can do 8 times 3, so 8, 16, 24, and then we add in our 2 zeros there, okay? So our answer to estimate that one is 2,400. Okay, up next we've got some timesing of fractions. We like timesing, that's the easiest one. So we're going to do 7 times 6 across the top. So 7 times 6 is 42, and then 10 times 11 is 110. And then we're going to simplify that, so why don't we halve them to start with? That's nice and easy, isn't it? So we'd get 21 over 55. And that's as simplified as it's going to get, so that's our final answer, 21 over 55. Up next then, so we're going to times the top, so 2 times 1 equals 2, and then we've got 5 times 2 equals 10. So 2/10 is our answer, but it's not quite perfect because we can simplify it. We can halve the top and the bottom, so we'd end up with 1/5 as our final answer, okay? Next one then, we want to do £436.10, and we want to divide that by 7, okay? So how many 7s go into 4? Well, I can't fit any 7s into 4. How many 7s can I fit into 43? Well, I know that 7 times 6 is 42, so I can fit 6 in with 1 left over. How many 7s can I fit into 16? Well, I can fit 2 with 2 left over. So don't forget to pop your point in there. How many 7s go into 21? Well, that's 3, and then none go into 0. So that's our final answer there, £62.30. Okay, same for this one then. So we want to see how many 3s go into £126.90. So how many 3s go into 1? Oh, none at all. How many 3s go into 12? We can fit 4. How many 3s into 6? 2. Don't forget your decimal point. How many 3s go into 9? 3. And how many into 0? None at all. Okay, so that's our answer there. Oh, I'll get rid of that in a second. We've got £42.30 as our final answer there. Okay, on to expanding the bracket. So for this one, what we need to do, we're going to times the outside by everything that's on the inside. So we always draw it like this. So first of all, we're going to 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. And then x times x is x squared, because when you times something by itself, you get the squared. And then 2x times minus 1 is going to equal minus 2x, because you've just got one of them and it's a negative. So you should have 10x squared minus 2x. Okay, so same method for this one. So we would do 2x times the 1 and then 2x times the minus 7. So one lot of 2x is 2x. And then 2 times minus 7 is minus 14. And then x times x, we'll pop our x squared there. So you should have 2x minus 14x squared as your answer. Okay, so up next we want 59% as a fraction in its lowest form. So if something is in a percentage, we know that it's out of 100. So we can start by writing 59 out of, that's what a fraction means, 100. Now there's nowhere we can go from that because they don't have any factors in common, so 59 out of 100 is your final answer. Oopsies, we'll just leave that there. So now it wants us to express 98% as a fraction in its lowest form. So we start by going 98 out of 100. Now let's see how we can go. So we know that we can simplify this, can't we? So let's half both of them. So half of 98 is 49 out of 50. Now I don't think we can go any lower than that, can we? So that'll be our final answer there. Okay, so up next it wants us to find the highest common factor of 120 and 105. So I'm going to use a different colour here. So I'm going to start with pink for the factors of 120. So we want pairs of numbers that when we times them together they equal 120. So we've got 1 and 120. It's even, so we can have 2 and 60. 3 and 40. 4 and 30. 5 must fit in, mustn't it? Because it is got a 0 at the end. So we can have 5 and 24. We can then have 6 and 20. This is a long one, isn't it? 6 and 20. We can also have 8 and 15. And obviously 10 goes into it, doesn't it? Because it's got a 0 on the end. So we can have 10 and 12. What a lot of factors. So let's move on to 105. We're going to change colour for this. Let's go for a nice bright green. There we are. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to have to snip them in here, okay? So we're going to start with obviously 1 and 105. 2 doesn't go into it because it's not an even number. We can have 3 and 35. Don't forget, we're looking out for a factor that's in this list as well. We can have 5 and 21. We can have, then the last one is going to be 7 and 15. Okay, so there's not as many for this one, but now you've got to look for that highest number. Okay, so we know that 15 is in both of them, 21 isn't, nor is 35, and nor is 105. So that means if I get a whole nother colour, our answer must be 15 because it's the highest number that appears in both of them. Okay, so we're going to have another go now. We will do orange and we'll find the factors of, we want the lowest common multiple this time, okay? So we're going to have to do our times tables of these numbers. So if we do 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 200 and... oh, sorry guys. And 210. And we'll have a go now at 36. Okay, so obviously we'd start with 36, and then we'd go to 72, and then obviously we're just going to add 36 again, and we'd get 108, and then we'd add 36 again, so we'd get 144, and then add 36 again, because we still don't have one. Oh, lucky us, add 100, had that, and we get 180. Okay, so if I change my colour again, it's not a very nice green, but nevertheless, we can see that 180 is the lowest number that appears in both of them, so that is our answer, okay? Okay, let's move on then to question 13. So it says 90 divided by minus 10. Let's ignore that minus just for a second, and let's do 90 divided by 10. Well, how many 10s fit into 90? Well, I'm going to get 9. Now, as I said, when you've got two different symbols, so a plus and a minus, that means you end up with a minus. If you've got two symbols the same, such as two adds or two minuses, then your final number is going to be a positive. Here we've got a positive 90 and a negative 10. So that means our final answer is minus 9. Now for this one, again, let's ignore the symbols. 24 divided by 4. So 24 divided by 4 is 6. Okay, so that's part of it. But here I've got a negative and a negative. Now two negatives make a positive. So that means my answer here is positive 6, or just 6 you can write. Okay, so we've just about run out of time on this one, so please join me in video number 2 to mark the last 6 questions of your final 20 questions.